Hello and welcome to 40 Days of Praise. I am Regina Livingston. It's so exciting to be here today. It is the 10th of June. And, no, wait, it's 9th. I'm sorry, that's tomorrow. We'll go in a little hurry of myself. There's so much going on. I want to thank God today for family and friends. They are the staples in our life. That's what we grew up with from day one, our family. And they can either make us or break us, or we can blame them, or we can move on and grow beyond their thoughts and feelings for their life, which is what I think most families want. Most families want people to get better, and better and better, improve. Now, there are probably some that don't, or they say they do, but their actions speak otherwise, right? And we all have encountered that, or maybe at some times in our lives, fear has, definitely taking hold of some people. I know my family has had a little bit of that when I say I'm going over to London, right? That caused a little fear, I think, with my mom and dad. Me being the only child, that really has, I think, a lot to do with that. I am the only. If they lose me, that's it for them. As far as that goes. But I told them, and I talked to my cousin, and she lives out there. She's about 4 hours north of London. It was so great to talk to her. She's, a really great gal up there, and doing so much while she's there. And so I was like, if worst comes to worse, I'm 4 hours away, I can go and stay with her till I can get a plane ride out of here, but I highly doubt that that's going to be anything. I mean, if the indications of these last 40 days and everything that I've done so far is there's no way that I'm going to be using that resort. But that was enough to ease their minds, right? And that's sometimes what we need to do is ease people's minds and make them feel better, no matter what our true feelings are, I guess. Sometimes I haven't shared a lot with a lot of my friends about going to London, and I've been a little bit more vocal about that lately because, I guess I didn't see everything. So, I didn't want all that negative vibe back at me until I was sure, and until about more of the details, those little details, right? But a family, I have such a great family lineage in certain ways, and in certain ways not. I think everybody can relate to that, right? There are certain parts of the family, and you hope that you get the best parts of your parents, right? Because you see the flaws and you hope, I don't get that, or I'll never speak like my mom or dad, and you end up doing that anyways. I don't know. I didn't do that. If I said I didn't want to do that, I chose not to, and I went a different direction. Maybe that's a little bit more stubborn of me or whatever, but, I did not sound like my mom or my father if I intended not to. I used some other words, I used some other language, and I did other things. So, and that's, of course, choices, right? That's all our choices. And I have two girls that are, great and growing, like crazy, like they all do. And, eventually, our family's just going to be much better than it is today, right? And that's what we hope for, too. I mean, there are trying times in everybody's family. Mine are teenagers, and that's why it's a little more trying at this time than when they were littler, they're, oh, Mom, you're the greatest. And, now it's just like, to Mom and Dad, it's not a, I want to go out on my own because I think I know everything kind of stage, which I think we all go through that too for the most part. I'm sure there's some that may not, and some are more extreme of that than others and stuff. But we hope that we put the best in our children. We hope we instill all those values, and hopefully we are living what we want them to, how we want them to act, right? We're not just saying one thing and acting another way, because that is very inconsistent for a child. And so hopefully, our family is there to support us. If I needed to, I guarantee you my mom would be, sending me money to get back home if that had to happen. But I don't think that that's part of my plan. I know that's not part of my plan. But, that's what they're there for, and I told my mom, she doesn't have Facebook. I was like, you need to get Facebook, because that way you can see I am on there doing stuff, right? You're not going to get the call that says, oh, send money because your daughter's blah, 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 when, I'm fine and safe and someone's scamming them for money. I don't want that to happen to them, because that has happened a lot of times. I've heard that happen over and over again. So I'm like, Mom, you need to do this. Because if you see me on there and liking stuff every day and all that stuff, you will know I'm fine. You will know I am safe. You will know you can get a hold of me and you talk to me directly about these things, right? Yes, because we want to cover all those bases with our families. And they do love us, and they want us, even in the worst situation. If you found out that your son or daughter, or mom or dad or something needed some money and stuff, even if you are at odds, I think that they would be there to help you in those situations. But you also don't want to be scammed, right? You want to you want to make sure that that money is getting to who you want it to go to. That you are saving this person, if that's the case, right? I've heard such good stories, and such sad stories about people falling away for something, minor, and all they had to do was, communicate better. So let's learn about communication and make sure we're speaking those kind words to our family, those loving words, because that is the most effective things for people is kind words and generous and holding on to their desires and stuff, not just putting them down. Kids have a lot of ideas, okay? It's like, I want a horsey, and so first reaction, you can't have one. We don't have room, blah, 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 and saying why they can't, and they're just defending why they can, Maybe it'd be better to say, okay, so what does a horse need? And what does a horse, what do they eat? Do we know all those things? And maybe then they will see themselves that that's maybe not a plausible feat to have. And maybe we could learn to go visit a horse, or something like that, instead of, just cutting down their dreams. Because maybe they will end up owning a horse, but maybe it won't be while they're with you, right? But if you cut that dream off so quickly in a child, then they won't learn to dream when they're bigger. Okay, so let's learn to, pull their dreams together, ask them questions, help them figure out how the best way to do things is, right? And let's, do the best we can, build up their little self-esteem and stuff, and know that dreams are possible. And that is one of the reasons why I'm going to London, is to show my kids that, our dreams can come true, that these things, with my book and everything else, that all this stuff can come true that you want, that you desire. But I do believe it's only through God that these things are going to happen. Again, my business is only going to bloom with God in it. That is the only way, I guarantee you. But again, I have to do my little steps. So we'll get that done today, and we'll see you tomorrow, and another day of praise and thankfulness. And, at the end, we'll see how everything is going and our countdown to London. So exciting. I'm just so excited for all this. You just don't know. I'm more of a quiet kind of person, so you can't see me. I'm screaming on the inside. That's my personality. Okay, if you like this, like and share, and you have a great day.